Good afternoon. Kevin McAvoy for EBTV. I'm here at East Brunswick Vocational and Technical High School, which is part of our Middlesex County Vocational and Technical High School. And I'm talking with Paul Zelanko and Dr. John Reisert with regard to a program in which winter coats have been collected. They've been brought here to the high school. They've been refurbished and they're going to be distributed to people in South River. Let me start off with Paul. Paul is the director of the Borough of South River's Health Department. So, Paul, why don't you tell us a little bit about the program?
Sure. Well, the idea for this drive came up in our January organizational meeting when we were deciding what to do for the year. And it was brought up that maybe a winter coat drive in the fall of the year would be an appropriate program. We decided it was. Fortunately, on our board, we had a member who had already done a coat drive similar to what we had in mind, and that was to collect new or gently used coats from the community, bring them to the VOTEC for cleaning, and then have a distribution day to the community. So that's how basically it got started. We had this planned way before the hurricane. The hurricane hit. It's actually probably increased the need for such coats, so we're happy that hopefully we'll be able to help a lot of people.
And working collaboratively with you is the Ames Clinic, and that is run by Dr. John Reisert right here in East Brunswick. And Dr. Reisert, why don't you comment on what's going on here at the high school?
Yeah, as part of a community outreach, we've done coat drives previously as sponsor or a point where people could now bring the coats to. One of our members is part of the board of directors of the South River, and her name is Sherry Momano, and she came to me and said, hey, how about we get involved this year with this? And we said, let's go do it. And so we were a point where people could bring the coats from the community to our office. We had an extra area where they could line them up, put them out, and know which coats were going to be used and which coats maybe were not appropriate for this program. And as a point of reference, it was nice to see many of our patients bring in coats as well as the community. We'd talk to them, say hello, and thank them very much. They, in turn, were picked up at our office and brought down to VOTEC, which was going to make them suitable for people to use by cleaning and spotting them. So that was our role.
So while I have you here, why don't we talk about distribution? The coats have been brought in, the coats have been refurbished, and then there's going to be a process of distributing the coats. How's that going to work, Paul?
Well, on December 1st, in South River at 9 Jeffrie Avenue, there's a hall behind St. Peter and Paul Church. That's where the distribution is going to go on because initially we were going to do it at the original location of the Board of Health where the food bank was, but the food bank was totally destroyed by the floodwaters of Sandy. So now it's going to be, again, 9 Jeffrie Avenue behind the St. Peter and Paul Church on December 1st from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
And Dr. Reisert, will you be involved in the distribution?
Well, we're getting the word out, and on our website, as well as letting people know in our office that is available, getting the flyers out. And Sherry has a huge network that she's involved with to get the word out that we will be part of that program. No use collecting them without getting them out to the people that need them.
And since you mentioned the website, could you tell our viewing audience about the website?
Well, we have a website. It's called amesclinic.com, and tells about our clinic and what's happening there. It also is funny is that during Sandy, when we had no electric, people did have the website, and we let people know that we were open without electric, without heat, and people came by looking at our website.
Okay, we're back here at EB VOTEC, and I have Mr. Robert Feldman, who is the principal of the building, and Mr. Thomas Grimaldi, who is the shop teacher, who has taken on the monumental task of taking all the coats in, cleaning them, and getting them ready for distribution. Mr. Feldman, why don't you tell us about the school's role in this collaborative effort?
This was a great opportunity for us to give back to the community. Everybody wants to clean out their closets and get rid of their coats. Well, we're not only giving the coats to the community, we're actually being able to give them clean coats and Mr. Grimaldi came to me with this idea through the South River Board of Health, and I just thought it was a great way to give back to the community, and just a terrific opportunity for us to help, especially in these days.
And like you said, Mr. Thomas Grimaldi, who's been teaching here for a few years, and as you can see, we have our students in the background working still on these coats. Mr. Grimaldi, why don't you tell us about your role, the students' role, and how involved you've been?
I thought it was a great idea. When we had stores, we used to do coats for kids through the NCA. It was a great opportunity for businesses to give back, and here at the school, I thought it was a good idea for the kids. Show them how it is to bring in a large volume of work, clean it, and return it to the community.
And how many students have been involved in the project?
14 altogether.
And is it a project that's been going on for a couple of weeks?
The last couple of weeks, yes.
And is it a daily exercise in
Yes,
which
every day they bring coats in, we check them, we check them for stains, spot them, dry clean them, the students press them and fold them and get them ready to return back to South River Board of Health.
Now, beyond the beginning, the middle, and the end of the program that we've been talking about, can you comment on the career education that goes on the daily basis before this coat program began, and what goes on long after here in the classroom?
Well, this is a full-service shop. We do a lot of work for the community. We do outside customers. Majority of our service comes from within the building itself. Many of the teachers, administrators bring in their own items to be cleaned, and they pay and they're delivered back to them. But although this particular shop is a dry cleaning shop, and the kids are learning how to work in a dry cleaner, they're also learning a sense of customer service that they can take beyond the dry cleaning and work in any field in customer service. And Mr. Grimaldi does a terrific job teaching them the ins and outs, whether it's making change or just how to deal with customers and people in general.
So everything imaginable with regard to the dry cleaning process is learned here. We're not just doing coats, we're doing shirts. Like you just said, Mr. Feldman, we're talking about receipts, the exchange of credit cards and money. You want to comment on that, Mr. Grimaldi?
Yes, we also do, the school is self-sufficient. We have culinary, we have baking, we have different sports programs. Everything that pertains to clothing for those programs is done here in this shop. Also our sister school in Perth Amboy. So it's self-sufficient, there's no outsiders. The students here take care of everything, all the school's needs.
So we go way beyond just the program for the coats. This is a serious program that goes on every day here at East Brunswick Vocational and Technical High School.